galactic day. My name is Universe and I am your source for today's video. So in this video, we're going to be getting into the science of manipulation, aka the Fox Kings and the Fox Queens. Now, we all been, just taught about watching out for the lions, the tigers, and the bears. Watch out for the wolves out here. Watch out for the snakes, etc., etc. But we don't talk about the foxes because they are just as deadly as the lions, the tigers, and bears. They just in a smaller package. But what makes them so dangerous is that what a fox, a lion, a tiger, not a fox, but a wolf is. You know what a lion, tiger, and a bear is. But when you look at a fox, oh, that's cute. You admire the beauty, You're not thinking that this thing could chew my hand off, anything like that. It's manipulation. And the foxes, they understand that. So the difference between the lions, tigers, and bears and the wolves and stuff compared to what a king fox or queen fox is that they don't understand that they're not intimidating. So they get you comfortable. They have to think. You understand what I'm saying? The serpents, the snakes, they rely on the element of surprise, as well as all the other predators that I just named. Foxes, they rely on how comfortable you are, you being unaware of what they're capable of. Those other predators that I named, they use their dark side to get the best of you. The fox, it pulls out your good side to get the best of you. It'll rock you to sleep and it will eat you just like the rest of them. Same thing in the smaller package. So when we speaking about these king foxes and these queen foxes, we talking about the people in your everyday lives. You understand? The ones you thinking maxing your frequency. The ones that smile harder than you, the ones that probably seem more happier than you. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know how to reflect energy and take advantage of those. So those are very, 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 very dangerous people. It's easy when you see, someone being a snake, or when someone's frequency is not matching yours off rip. But what happens when you're around somebody that you think just like you, that you think got your best entrance? You're not gonna see it coming. And those are usually the ones that knows a lot more than most people. Those are usually the ones that's more closer, the friends, the family. Or, it might be somebody at work or whatnot. It might be an ex. Those are the king foxes and the queen foxes that we got to look out for. So, to sum up this message, we have to be careful about our information. Look at your information as life source, because that's what the foxes do. They gather the information, they'll be around, and that's another thing. They don't care about being seen. They want you to see them just to get you comfortable. Yep, I'm around, I'm not doing nothing, I'm gonna eat some berries out of this berry bush, I'm playing this little creek or whatnot, and I disappear for a couple days, come back, I might be a tad bit look closer, but I might just walk through the path like I don't see you right there. That's what they do, get you comfortable. They'll rock you to sleep. Next thing you know, we got 3, 4, 5 foxes on your ass, and you think nothing of it because they not big wolves howling at the moon and trying to circle around you, trying to chase you through the, through the woods and stuff like that. They're not grizzly bears chasing you up trees. So we got to be careful with these foxes and these king foxes and these queen foxes. So if you're around someone and they ask you a whole bunch of questions, and it's like they not giving you nothing in return for the most part, they just want to know so much, they so curious, that's a fox. That's exactly what that is. Like my grandfather said, rest in peace, King Willie. He said, curiosity killed the cat. You understand what I'm saying? So someone that's real curious, because foxes, they are very curious by nature, because they understand they can't just, go straight up ahead with brute force, because they don't have the body stature for it. So they have to learn you a little bit. They have to get you a little comfortable. They got to see what angles they could attack you. They got to literally strategize and see what they can and can't do, to get you. The best, what's going to be best for them. And that's what a lot of people do, man. They transform into foxes. That'll be the smart thing to do. Because wolves, we know to stay away from, those wolves. Especially if you're not a part of the pack. It's over for you. You're going to get ate alive. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're going to be lured to themselves and their cause and their group. That's just the nature of a wolf. But a fox is something different. Fox is very, very, very different. Because a fox, when you first see it, your eyes will lie to you. And your eyes will tell you something that is not. We go through it every day. For the men, they might look at a beautiful woman and might be like, oh, this is my dream girl. Or this, she's perfect for me, but she got a terrible attitude. She talks too much. She's disrespectful. You can't tell her nothing. Or she had a really, really, messed up, a really bad past. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for some men. Some women, they might like a certain type of dude, or architect, type of guy, but he might be a woman beater. He might be out here cheating and having babies and stuff on her. You know what I'm saying? He might be talking down on her, making her feel like less than a woman. That's a fox for you. When you look at a person and you thought that there was something that then the truth come out, you find out that they was doing this, that, and the third, you just be so mind blown and shocked. That was a queen fox. That was a king fox. So everybody are not snakes. Everybody are not wolves, lions, tigers, and bears. Some people are foxes as well. You have to understand that. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes you might have to tap into the art of being a fox just to get where you need to go. And they don't necessarily mean taking advantage of somebody or doing something that's bad. The entrepreneurs understand this concept. You might need to be a fox at work. You might have a 3-year plan. Like, I'm gonna work this job for 3 years. The first year I'm gonna save up 10,000. The second year I'm gonna save up 10. The third year I'm gonna save up 10. But these 3 years, I'm gonna put on this fox mask and I'm going to act like I'm going to be a company man. I'm going to act like I'm here for the long run. I'm going to act like, I want to grow in the ranks with the company. I want to develop myself into being, a leader, being part of leadership, being part of the management team of the company. So you might have to put that fox, the mask of the fox on then. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a real true art within itself. And you can learn so much from the mask of the fox, because it's teaching you to use your so-called shortcomings and your weaknesses. At least that's what the world views you, that views as weak, and turn into your strength. That's how you get over. That's how you go to the next level, because that's what foxes do. You got to understand that. Study the world, the environment, the type of people you interact with. If they look at one thing as being strong and you might not possess this, that, and the third, it's your job to figure out, how can I make this so-called weakness into a superpower? That's what it's about. You understand? It's about you getting polished, about you becoming better, about you evolving. And obviously foxes have evolved. Obviously foxes are becoming better. They became better, because if not, they would be extinct. You got foxes all over the world. Hell, you got the Arctic fox. Think about it. The Arctic fox. Out there in the blizzard snow. Little small, little white, pretty fox. By itself, but guess what? It's surviving. It has highly intelligent ways of hunting. if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a thing that the foxes could do. Something like they use their whiskers to they can feel the vibrations, and they got really, really keen, like some of the best hearing of all animals on the planet Earth. And they can hear like when the little field mice and rats and stuff is moving like in the snow, and they jump up and pounce straight nose in, and that's how they hunt. I remember seeing excuse me, animal documentary on it or whatnot, talking about the Arctic. You know, they were talking about the predators of the Arctic, and the foxes won. But when we talk about predators and stuff, most people don't really mention foxes and stuff like that. So that's why, you know, the mask of the fox is something that you truly need to study. You truly need to study. You know, perfect example, if you look at some of the celebrities throughout the world, like look at Mike Tyson, right? Yeah, he was known as a knockout monster, but if you was to be blindfolded and you was to hear his voice, if he was to put on a trench coat, because I don't think Mike Tyson was that tall, if he was just to put on some regular clothes and you used to hear him speak, he has a very small voice, you know, but he was a monster. That's the mask of the fox. You'd be rocked to sleep by the way he speak. He has a very low, you know, tone of voice, and he has a very small, so-called small, softer speaking voice. Same thing with the infamous one of the godfathers of the Crip gang, Stanley Tookie Williams. He had a very, you know, small, gentle voice, but he was a monster, bodybuilder, you know, gang leader, etc., etc. They mastered the science of the fox mask. That's a science that is underappreciated, that's not studied enough, that's not talked about enough. Everybody want to be the big bad wolf. Everybody want to just be super, super powerful. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's always more to strength and power than just showing strength and power. You have to be able to use your mind, your head as well. You got to have a brain in between your ears. You can't just be brute force all the time. You understand what I'm saying? There's going to be some times where you have to think. You have to use your environment. You have to use some skill sets outside of your physical abilities. That's where the science of the fox come from. That's where it comes in effect. Studying the people that society view as having weak points, and they turn it into their strengths. You know, even like another boxer, like you look at Gervonta Tank Davis, which he's like my favorite boxer or whatnot. He has a very soft-spoken voice. He's not like super loud. He smiles. He's usually happy until, you know, you get to the press conference and, you know, they going back and forth. But you wouldn't think that, you know what I'm saying, he was a knockout king in the boxing world. He was the face of boxing. You see what I'm saying? And that's just comes with, you know what I'm saying, accepting, you know what I'm saying, yourself for what you are, you know. Not trying to project this big, massive, mean, you know what I'm saying, so-called evil vengeance type of being or archetype. You don't have to be that to be him. You understand what I'm saying? And the foxes, they understand that. There was dealt not the best so-called, I guess you could say, for all my spades and cards players, you know, hand, but they made the best out of it. They say, you know what, when it comes to the books, I got 3 books and a possible. And they messed around and got 6 books. You understand what I'm saying? Because they used the best of what they was given, and they mastered it. So that's the science of the fox max right there. Science of the fox. That's something that I encourage everybody to really start getting into. You know, because, you know, a lot of people, some of the best and most famous people in the world, that they was dealt less than what the world seen to be the best that gets them to the, you know, to the top. They're like the most powerful, most strongest. They're the best at what they do. Look at AI in the NBA. Back in his day, he was considered small, even though he was 6'1" or 6 foot. But in the NBA, that's on the shorter side. He was small. I think he was like 145 or 155 or something like that. Small guy. A monster, a straight beast. Look at what's her name? Simone Biles. She's like what, 4'11" or something. She's in the gymnastics or whatnot. You know, even though I know like height is not really of a bigger thing, but she's a very small, shorter lady. Straight beast. That's the art of the fox. Putting on that fox mask. Like, okay, you perceive me as this way, but when I walk, the ground will shake. The ground will crumble at my every step. That's what it's about. So do not let you not having, you know, this much money, being this tall, or not having a voice like this, or not looking this type of way. Don't let any of that, you know, stop you. Your body shaped like this, you know, not saying don't work on yourself. You always want to work on yourself. You have to. But outside of that, listen, I'm telling you, you could still accomplish and achieve anything you can to the 10th power. It's there. My name is Universe, and I am your source for today's video. Y'all have a positive, prosperous, productive, and powerful day. Galactic.